Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Cubear with FluidDruid.net, and this is the Alysrazor encounter in the PTR Firelands. This movie opens with a pretty nice event, which is Alysrazor being released from her volcano. You only get to see it on the first pull, so I really wanted to make sure you guys who aren't on the PTR got a chance to see the epic entrance before we really get into the overall boss strategy of things. Let's see, as you pull Ally, every time she's going to open up with her AoE Fire Blast. So you're going to see me use my very weak bear trank. I was tanking for this fight due to the guild members that we had log on. We use 2 tanks, 3 healers, 2 melee, and 3 range. Your range definitely going to make or break this fight for you. It's a pretty important job here. So as you see, after she does her AoE Fire Nova, she's going to run through the middle and just kind of claw. Don't get hit by that claw. It'll put a pretty nasty bleed on you. 2 ways to get rid of that is wait it out, 60-second debuff, or you can simply let your health fall below 50%. If that happens, it'll fall off on its own and just get healed back up pretty quick. As you saw, she drops feathers on the ground as she runs through the middle, and she really drops them throughout the fight. You get 3 of those to range, and they'll be able to fly and DPS her in the air. But everybody needs to grab 1. They allow you to cast while moving, and they give you a 30% movement speed increase. So as her helpers drop the eggs there, you'll notice that I was standing directly on the egg. That's to gain the debuff that I just got, which is going to increase my damage by a heck of a lot. It's going to make the bird happy with me, which will give me initial aggro. When the bird starts to get sad though, because his happiness is only 15 seconds, you're going to want to kite him over to one of the worms that are just spewing fire everywhere. As you can see, the worm over there. Yeah. So you just wait, you see that his face turned purple there underneath its target frame. I'm looking at the target bus, and so I kite him over and take him to the worm. His happiness determines pretty much like a hunter pet how much damage he does, except backwards. You know, the happier he is, the less damage he's going to do. More upset, the more damage. Of course, you can tell that I am killing this guy extremely fast. I don't know exactly how much health that he had, but I do know that you are capable of killing him before the next set of worms spawn, so be careful that you do not destroy him, because you do want to make sure you use that bird to get rid of all the wormlings there. So as you see, 2 more spawn. I quickly just take him over to eat him since he is so close to death. The melee here are going to have a much different job. They're going to be running around to the ads that are spawning all these fireways on the ground and just killing those guys. They have no aggro table, so as they go over there, you see me eat the debuff here that I was talking about. See, 60-second debuff. Of course, I just tell them after I kill my bird to let my health fall to 50%, and that gets rid of that pretty quick. As I was saying, melee are just killing the other ads that are presented on the table here. They have no aggro table, so they really just get there and just, you know, pop their cooldowns and blow them up. Other than that, this fight is pretty basic. Once you kill the 2 sets of 4 wormlings, and then kill your birds, and then kill the ads that are spawning all the fire waves, it's going to start your transition phase. The transition phase is going to be real rough, but it's, you know, pretty easy once you actually figure out what's going on. It just looks hectic from the first time. So you see she spawns her fire tornado there, and keep in mind everybody has 30% movement speed from the feather buff, and you're just going to try to do your best to avoid the tornadoes, which I'll teach you the secret that I learned the hard way, because as you can see here, I am taking a crap ton of damage, completely avoidable damage, that I got corrected on vent pretty quick. Once this tornado phase is over with, she'll fall down and start taking increased damage, so you really want your raid to just beat the living crap out of her. These guys will spawn that you see me on, and they're going to start channeling the boss to try to heal her up pretty quick. So what you need to do is keep them locked out. Everything works. So basically I skull bash the first channel, then I bear bash the second one, and then skull bash the third one. You know, after a while she just gets up on her own anyway. It's all based on her energy. So after the 3 channels, it was pretty much done. She gets up, you can taunt her, and you do want to taunt her with a cooldown up, because she's going to start beating you up pretty hard. you'll start taking increased stacking debuff. There, the other tank taunted to try to get some of the stacks as well. She will then fire Nova. Debuff you took increases all fire damage taken, so it's a decent idea to spread that out between the two tanks. You can pop some kind of raid cooldown. You know, every time she's gonna do that as she spawns. After that, the fight is just gonna repeat. You'll see the guys gain their 3 feather buff. They'll fly into the air. One thing about flying into the air is there'll be rings, kind of like what's that game back in the day with the fox, Star Fox? Yeah, that's the guy. Kind of like the rings in there, like the little extra bonus ones. You just need to fly through them, and they'll pop, and that will increase your flight timer. You see again there, I get the debuff. You got to be standing right on that egg to get that buff that increases your damage like a maniac, so you can actually kill these ads as a tank. It's gonna run through the middle there, the ranger just pelting her. Actually, this is, as you can tell, this is a pretty easy fight once you get the mechanics down. What I want to mention is the reason this fight took us 4 pulls. You know, a lot of other guilds I'm sure probably did it faster, but I want to contribute a lot of that to the encounter journal that they added. You know, every time we wiped, we were able to open that thing up and just read through the different abilities, figure out what hit us, exactly what we needed to do to correct ourselves on the next attempt. I know a lot of people, a lot of the more hardcore guys are probably going to be like, oh, you know, that's crazy, it's making the game too easy. But at the same time, you know, all the different boss abilities and stuff have always been available online. Now it's just in game. You know, I'm definitely all about not having to go and open thousands of web pages to do what they should have been doing from the beginning anyway. So I'm a big fan of the encounter journal. Definitely helped out not knowing this fight at all, being able to read in there and figure everything out. So again, you're just avoiding the fireways on the ground, making sure your guy stays happy eating these worms. Melee killing all the extra ads. Range or flying up on the boss. You get a nice controlled environment going. This boss goes down very easy. You know, as a melee here, as a feral druid, pretty much the best thing you could possibly do is just spread your bleeds around and be moving really fast. So, you know, you can get in there, get on a target, and switch targets, get on the other one, just really trying to maximize your damage there. You can see how slow everything moves, on normal mode at least. So it's pretty easy to avoid all the avoidable damage. Now you can see a much better transition phase here from me. I realized that the tornadoes are actually just moving on the track. So once I realized that, I just go ahead and position myself on one of the tracks, and then every time I'm about to get hit, I just strafe back and forth between the other ones and take pretty minimal damage. That's definitely the way you need to handle this phase. I get clipped there, but definitely not as bad as the first time. Again, doing your best to really lock out the ads here, getting maximum damage on the boss from everybody else. I do kind of screw up here. I'm not sure exactly what happened that he got so many channel ticks off, but yeah, we won't tell anybody. I gotta say, this was the first boss I tested in PTR. You know, as I go through and testing, if I get a lot of feedback about this guy, I'll be sure to try to get more videos from PTR up here, if I can get the group in there to go. I'm on the PvE realm, the one that starts with an A. So if anybody wants to go in there and just talk to me if they see me online, my tune's name there is QBear. So we can definitely, you know, hang out a little bit. It's always nice to meet everybody that's within the FluidDruid guys. Here the phase starts all over again. Again, this fight really just repeats itself. She's real close to death here, so we're all just hanging out. Not really worried too much about DPS and everything. Letting the range finish up the boss that are flying up in the air. There's not really anything else to talk about this fight. You know, again, I'll do everything I can to try to get some more PTR videos up there for the guys really trying to see the different encounters. The rest of the tier 11 content videos should be coming out next week. I had an issue where I ran out of hard drive space, and when I got an extra hard drive so that I could record more footage and put all that together for you guys, so you don't have to wait so long. This is CubeAir, FluidDruid.net, and I'm just gonna let this play out while I, rest and relax a little bit. I think I've been talking too much, so you guys take care.